Hi, it's Rabbi Pliner, and welcome to Chinuch Matters. Thus far, we have shown the power behind the strategy, say what you see. Our discussions are based on situations where the child is calling out for help, and the parent employs this method for an effective communication, which solves the child's problem and strengthens the relationship between child and parent. We should not limit the use of say what you see to moments of child's distress only. This educational tool should be employed when you need to speak to your child if his behavior is unacceptable, or if you need him to do something that he may or may not want to do, or just because you want to engage in the conversation with your child. Because regular communication with children is so important to their development and your relationship with them. So employ this wonderful communication tool even when there is not a compelling reason to communicate, except just to communicate. Remember, children crave expressions of love and respect, positivity. Communication with them, especially if it's not for a compelling reason, will certainly feed your child's cravings. And there is an old saying, children should be seen and not heard. This saying could not be farther from the truth. Say what you see encourages children to communicate, which has a significant emotional, social, and developmental impact on them. In an earlier message, we mentioned that say what you see is applicable when children are doing things, saying things, feeling about things, or thinking about things. Let's see how each one applies to this educational tool. Doing is the first one. So you walk through the room of the house, one of the rooms of the house, and you see your young child coloring a flower garden page. Oh, I see you love flowers. And it looks like you are using the same colors as the flowers in our neighbor's yard. This is what the mother says to her child. Now I see you're coloring the sky. I know you love the color blue, and look how fast you're coloring. Now, these kinds of statements demonstrate that mom is paying close attention to what matters most to the child at that moment. The child may react to mom's statements, or she may not. But either way, mom's input is giving the child greater understanding about herself and is deepening their relationship. So it's very kedai. It's very important that parents notice what their children are doing and strike up conversations with them. It's noteworthy also that little children are not always focused on product. I see making a beautiful picture, but they're rather focused on process. The child just loves coloring and is not thinking about creating a masterpiece. On the other hand, older children are more product-focused. So it's important that your comments to them will be both product and process. So let's look at an example now of an older child. Oh, I noticed again today that you are shooting baskets for quite a while. I see you really are practicing a lot. Now, yesterday you mentioned that you were able to make 3 baskets in a row from behind this chalk line, and your goal is to reach 5. Lo and behold, you just sank 5 in a row. That shows that you are mastering the shooting skill, but it also shows that you have what it is called determination and grit. And when you set your mind to a task, I see that you stick with it. And these sayings of say what you see, these comments by parents, help children appreciate their strengths, help them appreciate their hard work, and it helps them increase their self-confidence. Number 2 is saying. Saying obviously is the easiest child action to detect, understand what the child wants to communicate, and what her message is most obvious. What the child is looking for is someone significant in their life who is interested in what she has to say. Parents' task in this situation is to show that you are listening and understanding what the child is saying. Therefore, when the child reaches the end of a message, or the child stops for a break before continuing, the parent should step up and repeat what the child just said or paraphrase it in a brief way, that which the parent has heard. Keep it brief. And also, the parent should look out for certain words that the child said that appear to be meaningful to the child. When the parent is giving a brief paraphrase, these words should be included in that paraphrase. For example, your child runs into the house and exclaims, "I just saw a gigantic bug that is so ugly. It has eyes and lots of legs." Mother should respond, "Ugly and gigantic bug? Wow, where is it?" And we'll continue in our next message the other two communication approaches of feeling and thinking. Have a nice day.